What is up, you all? So we just got some Terrifier 4 new details. We're about to talk about it before we get into it. Definitely smash the like button because it definitely helps, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So over the weekend, it was a convention going on, I think Texas Frightmare, and the content creator, the horror content creator and movie content creator, 3C Films, actually had, a conversation with Damien, and he asked Damien, he basically said, can you just tell us one thing about Terrifier 4? And Damien said something that's actually crazy. He responded by saying, once again, that Terrifier 4 will be epic, it will be great, but then he ended the conversation by saying that Art's backstory will be explained.
You're Terrifier, buddy, you've been so awesome. My channel loves you. Just a small teaser, just one word for Terrifier 4. Something, buddy.
Oh my gosh. First of all, huge fan of the channel. You guys are amazing. You're amazing. You know I'm a big fan. I know this word gets used a lot, but it's going to be epic. It's not going to disappoint.
Oh, I know it's not.
You're going to get Art's backstory in the first
15
minutes of the movie.
15 minutes? Oh,
yeah.
That's good to know.
Thanks, man. I love you.
That is so...
In the first 15 minutes of this movie, and we know that he also said like a couple months ago that he's going to be telling Art's backstory in this film. So in the first 15 minutes, it's kind of showing us the footing that this movie will be going about when we see it. So the first 15 minutes, I think that it's going to basically obviously tell his backstory, and then it's probably going to lead to present day. So it might be like a flashback or whatever with Art the Clown. Pretty sure it's going to be a flashback. After we seen Jason Patrick being Sienna's father or whatever in the flashback, they can pull off a flashback. So I think we're going to be seeing how Art the Clown became Art the Clown. We know that Art the Clown is basically connected with demons, and he needs these hosts like Victoria and the Pale Girl. And speaking of the Pale Girl, it was a newspaper that was brought up in Terrifier 2 that's very interesting. I think it's going to connect to Art the Clown's backstory. We find out that the little Pale Girl originally was just a regular little girl, and she worked at a carnival with her parents and everything. And then eventually we find out that Emily Crane was taken out and found in a circus trailer with her mangled body being revealed to everyone who was looking for her. Now, one thing that I thought about, that when we seen everything with Art the Clown, he has black and white on. He looks like he could work at a circus or a carnival or something like that. And then we see that the little Pale Girl has black and white. And then we see that actually the Victoria ends up having black and white on and Terrifier 3. Now, at first I was like, okay, maybe it's something, the black and white is kind of signifying the black and white of a paper and a pen, like comics, because when you look at Sienna's drawing that her father showed us or whatever and gave to Sienna, it was in black and white. So I think that the drawing that Sienna received herself in black and white kind of shows us why they picked black and white, maybe because of the comic book colors, or I can be wrong. But I also think this, you all, I think the reason that Art the Clown, has black and white on is because that's where he started. It's like he's stuck in a state. And I think that the victims that he had in the past, or his new host, the reason they get black and white on, because it's showing us that they're now part of Art the Clown. They're a part of him being a demon there, like his sidekick. And think about it. He took out Victoria. Remember, he did her face so bad. And then he took out Emily Crane, the Pale Girl, and now she was a host. So it seems to be that all the people that he take out, depending on the ones he pick, they become his host, like the Victoria and the Pale Girl. So we know that Jonathan actually got killed in Terrifier 3, and he was obsessed with Art the Clown. Remember, he even had the costume, the Miles County Slasher in Terrifier 2. So I think that he's going to be the Pale Boy for at least a couple of scenes until Sienna gets a hold of him and tell him, you can't do this. I think we're going to get a scene like that where Sienna is telling him, like, you can't do this, and he might unalive some people too. I think that, Jonathan can kill some people in Terrifier 4. He's going to be working next side of Art the Clown. And something else that's interesting, so we know that Emily Crane was took out in a carnival or whatever, or a circus, and her parents were, a part of the circus and everything. So two things. What will be crazy is, because we heard that, I want to say the cat lady was Emily Crane's mother, but what if Art the Clown is the Pale Girl's dad? Now, this is just me speculating, and that's why we had that scene in Terrifier 1 when he was holding the baby, and he was just looking at the baby because it probably reminded him of Emily Crane. What if Art the Clown and the cat lady are actually the pale girl's parents, and that's why he was holding a baby doll, because it reminded him of Emily Crane, and that's why she ended up being the first host of Demon Energy and things like that. Now, I can be wrong, because it says in the newspaper that Crane was the daughter of 2 circus performers, and it says later down in the newspaper that the circus performers, they act like mimes. They were very popular and respected in the circus, and they had similar talent. So, keyword mimes. What is Art the Clown? He's technically a mime. So, what if Art the Clown is the pale girl's father? Man, I think that, bro, it can be that, or just Art the Clown worked inside the same carnival as Emily Crane. Obviously, he's the one who killed Emily Crane, right? So we know that actually Sienna's father, he started tripping out. Everybody was talking about it at the, point in the story of Terrifier 2, like, yeah, her father, he crashed into a transformer and things like that, and he was tripping out towards the end of his death. So what if it was something where Art the Clown, where he was a regular person, he actually was tripping out and he killed, and the demon energy ends up getting into him or just hovering over him, making him dark, and he ends up killing his daughter, which is the pale girl, aka Emily Crane. So that would make sense, and I think that that's what it's going to be. It's going to be us getting that reveal, possibly what I just said. Either that is his daughter, or he was just someone that was working in the same circus as Emily Crane and their parents, and he decided to take Emily out. I think that is actually crazy, because we also heard that before even the demon energy got connected to Art the Clown in Terrifier 2, like in the first one, we found out he was just a regular serial killer. When he didn't get his supernatural ability until Terrifier 2. Once, he took himself out in the first one, that's what led to him getting that host and everything. So, yes, man, I think this is actually going to be interesting, man, because I never thought about that until I just looked at the newspaper, really just read everything. Yes, I think that Art the Clown might be the pale girl's father, but I can be wrong. But I know for a fact he's going to be connected to this event with Emily Crane and everything. But just seeing that scene with him holding like the fake baby doll with the cat lady kind of makes me think maybe he was thinking about his daughter, maybe he missed her, maybe he regretted it, you know what I'm saying? But I am so happy that we're getting a Terrifier 4. Damien said once again in the first 15 minutes, so it's basically going to set the tone for the film. I cannot wait. We know that he is currently writing it right now, and I think that this can potentially be one of the best Terrifiers, man. And we know that he obviously possibly is going to work on getting his full supernatural ability back. I think that he started getting him back once he was on a bus, because that's why he woke up and honked the horn, because it showed like he was getting energy, woke back up, because remember, he was kind of like walking around a little lifeless. Maybe because Jonathan ends up being a new host, so it kind of gives him energy. But I can be wrong. Comment down below, what do you all think about everything that Damien is saying with Terrifier 4, and what could be the possibilities of this? I know for a fact, I want to say, I'm just me speculating, that we're going to hell in Terrifier 4, because that's where Art the Clown is from, and the demon entity and stuff like that. I think that the last scenes are going to be in hell, and Sienna's going to have to go down there and save Gabby. But hey, I don't know. Comment down below what y'all think. Unfortunately, this is the end of this video. I want y'all to hit me up on all my social medias at ILIKESCARY, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.